this.
The Tennessee man accused of killing 4 family members, leaving only a baby alive, is on the run this morning. A $17,000 reward is out for information to find Austin Drummond. 2 men have been arrested for allegedly helping Drummond and have charged them with accessory to first-degree murder. Former Assistant FBI Director Chris Swecker joins me now. Chris, good morning to you. Great to see you. We are dealing with quadruple homicide in Tennessee, and the suspect is armed and dangerous and has been on the run for some time now. And I can imagine the arrest of these 2 people who had an interaction with him after the fact is going to be huge in helping investigators find his whereabouts.
Yeah, I think so. When you have accomplices, that always increases your chances, of finding a fugitive like this. That gives you a lot of leads to work with. You can flip them. You can find out what they know. They have charges hanging over them. They can, if they're not the main perpetrator, they get an opportunity to make a deal. So that's a good set of leads there. And of course, in this day and age, mobile phones, cars, they all have trackers in them. So this has some really sinister overtones, though. And this guy was a career criminal, paroled against the recommendation of the district attorney, who says he's a confirmed member of the Vice Lords and a very dangerous person. Wow. So even though he was dangerous, he was paroled out. Okay, so Austin Drummond is believed to have known his victims, the parents, grandmother, and uncle of this infant. And one of the investigators in this case said Drummond did show a sign of compassion because he dropped the baby off at an area where the child could be found. I don't know how much compassion somebody can show after murdering 4 people, but I understand what an investigator is saying when it comes to dropping the baby off. And the investigator goes on to say, so there is hope for him to be able to come in and have a conversation about what happened. What are the chances that that happens, that he voluntarily gives himself up? I mean, I think it's possible, and I think they're playing to him by putting that out there publicly on the assumption that he's watching or listening to the news. And they're basically talking directly to him, trying to get him to come in. He doesn't seem like the kind of he's a career criminal, as I mentioned. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that'll turn himself in. Even his own attorney made a comment that I thought was kind of interesting, which was no comment. And I think he said that because he's afraid of the guy. Wow. He doesn't want the guy coming after him. So, this guy is very armed and dangerous. I mean, armed and dangerous, sometimes just a moniker you put on a fugitive's wanted poster, but this guy is thoroughly armed and dangerous. Danger of a carjacking, a home invasion, just to find a place to hold out or to get transportation. So, we need to get him in custody as soon as possible. Well, I'm going to be saying a lot of similar words in this next story that I wanted to ask you about, because another horrible situation, this time unfolding in Montana, where a man walks into a bar at 10:40 in the morning, shoots 4 people. We're dealing with another quadruple homicide. The suspect has mental health issues, is considered armed and dangerous, and also on the run. Here's Montana's Attorney General. Listen to this.
We've got tremendous cooperation from Homeland Security, from our federal partners, the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service. We want to find this guy. This is a dangerous individual who has committed an absolutely heinous crime against this community and these victims.
He goes on today to say we are going to catch this guy. This is still absolutely priority number 1. What stands out to you in this case? Yeah, I guess the standout here is this is very likely a case of mental illness. He was a veteran, claims to have PTSD. Whether he does, is an open question. But clearly, mental illness. He fled in his underwear. He stripped off all his clothes and fled in his underwear. Yeah. Just totally. I mean, the murders alone are erratic, unstable behavior. But just the way he escaped out of there, and apparently he got into chase with some deputies. And they pulled off because they said he was armed, which was kind of curious to me. That was a curious fact. I thought, why would deputies pull off just because the guy was armed? They're armed too, and that's their job. But we'll find out. I guess we'll find out more about that later. Yeah, he's in the woods. He's on foot apparently. And when people like that get on foot, they're going to get caught, or it'll end in some other fashion. If he's still armed, he could take his own life. Just this is a wild card here.
And finally, Chris, just a through line with these stories, 2 quadruple murders happening in 2 different states. Is this rare?
Yeah, I mean, quadruple murders, you go all the way back to, Manson and other, high-profile homicides. They get a lot of attention, and they are relatively rare. And I think that's why this is the lead story this morning. This doesn't, single, triple homicides. I mean, it almost qualifies as mass shootings, 2 mass shootings in 2 different places, and both fugitives on the run. So, this is a law enforcement challenge in both areas because we've got a very dangerous, in both cases, a very dangerous individual who's likely armed out there, where he could do more harm. Yeah. So, they're putting the full court press on this one. I'm sure they're getting help from the FBI and the U.S. Marshals.
Absolutely. Man, just awful. 8 innocent people killed, and hopefully they will be brought to justice. Former Assistant FBI Director Chris Swecker, thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.